The movie begins in an office. Manga assistants are working. The TV is on and the newscaster is breaking the news about an incident. A Tosa dog hit the owner badly, and the owner is now in the hospital and is in a critical situation. Before, assistants work in the room with so much concentration that they ignore the news. Instead, the two of them discuss the upcoming college-old student reunion. Mitani does not want to attend it because he knows that their classmates have made money with white-collar jobs and businesses. At the same time, he and Hideo Suzuki are still struggling at 35. Then, once again, the newscaster appears on the TV. This time she is clarifying that the dog did not hit the man, but a 35-year-old jobless man bit a dog very badly. Mitani makes fun of 35-year-old Suzuki that it can be him, because writing manga is equal to being jobless. Suzuki talks in his imagination with his fellow assistants that they are doing fantastic work as manga assistants. It's the only part of Japanese culture that the world understands. It's the unique part, so they are doing great work. His imagination ends, and the office head sensei asks the girl assistant, Mai-chan, to show him her work in his office. After office, Suzuki returns to his flat, where his girlfriend is lying and watching TV. She is watching a discussion on TV, where a lady is shaming men who cannot earn enough to bring happiness to their families. She turns the volume loud so Hideo Suzuki hears it. She seems annoyed by Hideo Suzuki's little income. After she goes to sleep, Suzuki resumes his work on the table. He is a fantastic artist who won the Newcomer Manga Award 15 years ago. Then he goes to his secret closet and opens it. He has a hunting rifle and a shooting license in it. His girlfriend Teko wakes up at that time. She hates his gun and goes back to sleep, saying that he should sell the gun. It's the only way that they can enjoy it for a few days. But Suzuki assures her he will earn money once his recent manga gets published. Next day, he visits the publisher's office. He has been there several times before and was rejected for bringing ordinary mangas. Meanwhile, one of his fellows who also won the Newbie Manga Artist Award in the same year passes by. He is excited to meet Suzuki and tells him to come to his office someday. When Teko knows that his other manga is rejected, she gets furious. She tells him that she can't bear him anymore. She throws his gun outside, pushes Suzuki out of the flat, and locks the door. Suzuki takes his gun and requests her also to give him the license. She gives them, and he spends the night on a park bench. The next day, Mai-chan complains about her bad health. Meanwhile, the news channel reports about the contagious flu that is fatal. Mitani suspects that Mai-chan and Sensei are in an intimate relationship, so they have a new infection. Sensei comes out of the room, and his eyes look strange. The following day, Suzuki receives a call from Teko. She is sorry about her behavior. Suzuki loves her and immediately walks home to be with her again. He keeps knocking on the door, but she does not open it. Then he looks from the little door slit. Teko is strangely moving. She is twitching and twisting her muscles. Then she rapidly comes towards the door. Suzuki sees that her face looks horrible. She opens the door and wants to bite him badly. He saves himself by closing the door. She bites the door and breaks all her teeth. Then she pushes him inside the house and shuts the door. She takes his arm into her mouth to bite, and he makes her. She falls on his award that pierces inside her body. She gets injured and dies. Suzuki runs from the house. He reaches his office. The office walls are full of bloodstains. Mitani is fighting everyone with his baseball bat. Suddenly, Mr. Sensei comes from his room. He has a wholly disfigured face. Mitani hits him multiple times, so he dies. Mitani is worried about what would happen if he became one of them. Suddenly, his arms and muscles start twisting, and he turns into a ZQN. But Mitani takes his life with a paper knife before the complete transformation because he hates zombies and doesn't want to become a part of them. He comes out of the building. Infected people are running after normal individuals. Suzuki takes a taxi to run away from that area. A girl joins him in the cab. A government administration officer also sits with them in the cab. The officer instructs his men to shoot anyone with the infectious disease named ZQN on sight. Hideo Suzuki notices some changes in his neck. The veins on his neck start changing color and his eyes bulge in a minute. He completely changes. He bites the driver's arm. He wants to bite Hideo, who is sitting on the parallel seat, but he resists and tries to push the man out of the car. He pulls Hideous' leg, but he throws him away. Immediately after this, the driver's body changes as the infection spreads. He places his one foot on the speed and tries to bite the girl, Hiromi, in the car. They fasten the seatbelt because the car is getting out of control due to high speed and no power. At last, it stops after a massive accident. Hideo and Hiromi come out of it. They read the information on the internet given the ZQN disease alters humans, and there is only one way to control its virus. People should immediately go to higher altitudes because this virus can't survive. So, they decide to start their journey toward Mount Fuji. That night, they stop under a shed and share bread. Hideo shares that her iPod is her protection charm. They listen to the songs where Hiromi tells Hideo she feels safe with him. His name means hero, and she thinks he is a real hero. Hideo wakes up the next morning. He looks lovingly at Hiromi and watches a bite mark on her neck. He immediately maintains a distance from Hiromi and points his gun toward her. She wakes up and explains that it's a bite mark from an infected kid. It happened 2 days ago. Hideo understands the situation and promises to protect her. They resume their journey towards Mount Fuji. She feels sick at a point on their way. She wants him to leave her behind. She knows that ZQN infection prevails in her body. She gives him her iPod as a protection charm. Then, immediately after that, she screams, and her body completely changes. Watching this, Hideo runs into the forest to find Safe 50 and bumps into a man to ask for help. But it turns out that man is already infected with ZQN. He attacks Hideo, but Hiromi comes simultaneously and saves him from that man by destroying his skull. Complete brain damage is the only way to finish an infected person. Then she comes closer to Hideo, and silently they start their walk again. They find canned food and eat some of it. Hiromi likes one strange canned food. After a while, she cannot walk, and then Hideo lifts her on his back and keeps walking in the jungle. They eat whatever food they find, but Hiromi never talks. Then they come out of the jungle, walking on the road. He finds a cart. The food packets are empty, so Hideo sits Hiromi in the cart and reaches the gate of Fuji Royal Outlet Park. The scene inside the outlet park is strange. The dead and burnt body in the middle of dirty garbage is sitting. He sees no man in the shops, so he visits an outlet and wears a jacket that he likes. At the same time, the storekeeper arrives and attacks Hideo. He shouts so Hiromi will wake up and save him, but it does not happen. Then suddenly, when ZQN infected manager is about to bite his leg, someone hits his head, and the storekeeper dies. They are a team of people who have survived the attacks. They suspect that Hiromi is a ZQN, but Hideo lies that she is normal. One of those boys confirms that ZQN cannot sleep, but she is sleeping, so she is normal. They leave the shop for the rooftop, and ZQN infected people attack them. But the ladies save them by banging spoons and plates, which deflects their attention. They go to the top of the roof, where a leader of all tells Hideout to go and fetch 2 sleeping bags. Hideo is impressed with its extensive inventory. The leader is impressed with the big and actual rifle that Hideo is carrying. The assistant also offers him to wear a watch. He takes the watches that he likes and leaves to join Hiromi. She is sleeping and not responding to anyone. She sleeps most of the time. The scene shifts when Hideo talks with a girl in that camp. She comes to know that the girl is not Hideo's sister. She tells Hideo that he has done a great job saving an innocent girl and brought her all the way here. Then Hideo comes back to the camp. Hiromi is sitting silently, and he sings a song to cheer her up. The manager tells him that every ZQN infected person is living in their memories. Such as his wife is shopping at the retail outlet door. A man is hailing the train to get on it and reach his workplace. But as time passes, healthy people have started to cooperate less. Afterwards, some men gather in a room to discuss how to get more food supply. They plan to reach a food depot to give them enough food to survive for half a year. The leader orders Hideo to provide him with the gun he has, or they will kill Hiromi. Hideo runs as he listens. On the other hand, the girl who was talking to Hideo last day is protecting Hiromi. She is Yabu. A few men come to take Hiromi as she is pretty, but Yabu refuses. They start a fight. Meanwhile, Hideo reaches there and points his gun toward those men to save Hiromi. Hiromi throws a man far away and hits another one. They assume from her power that she is a ZQN. The leader shoots an arrow toward her that pierces her forehead. They take the rifle from Hideo and beat him a lot. Hiromi is safe with Yabu. She removes the arrow as she is a qualified nurse. The leader fought with the bad boys gang who took the gun from him. They also take the map to the food depot. Yabu calls Hideo in the camp where Hiromi is resting. She is sure that ZQN has not affected her because her pulse is working. Hideo is so depressed for not being able to save her. He cries helplessly. Then, Laura and other men line up to attack the food depot. The women and children bang the plates and spoons to distract ZQN patients and make the safe way for the men's escape. They reach the depot through the underground passage. Inside the depot, They light up their torches to find a way. But suddenly, the lights turn on. They start getting food in their bags. But then someone turns on the music too. Suddenly, a ZQN attacks a man. The other man kills him by firing a bullet. They see numerous ZQN coming towards them. They keep firing the shots, but it is inadequate. Adequate ZQN captures a few men while others escape the territory. It was the leader who fought with Laura and made the mission unsuccessful. He turns the music louder. Meanwhile, Hideo saves himself by hiding in a closet. The leader knows that a ZQN can jump higher when he turns the volume up. He jumps up to the top floor where everyone lives. The leader is watching all this from the camera. Every man in the food depot is dead. On the other hand, Hideo hears on the microphone that Yabu is talking about everyone being finished on the rooftop. He keeps listening, but cannot escape the closet because he is a coward. But then Yabu calls his name and pleads with him to go for help and save Hiromi. After several failed tries, he emerges and starts running toward the rooftop. He keeps firing the bullets to make way. Yabu comes to the rooftop with Hiromi on her back and keeps running. She finds Laura, who is also infected with ZQN, and he pops his eyes with his fingers. He starts running after Yabu. Meanwhile, Hideo comes and fires a bullet at his head. Hiromi falls to the ground, found as if she is dead. They are worried for her life, so they start running towards the first aid area. Then, a few other men join them from the depot. Glasses is also one of them. They pick up the car key. A lot of ZQN follows them on their way. They are outnumbered, and bullets are only 96. Hiromi tells Hideo that she can feel safe when he is around. It gives him motivation, and he aims his gun towards ZQN. Other men also take out their weapons. They fight with all their power. Hideo aims for their heads to save the bullets and kill the maximum number of ZQN. They ask Hiromi to wait for them while sitting beside a wall. A very fat ZQN attacks Hideo and tries to kill him with bullets, but he comes near him and falls over his body. He tries to save himself, and a ZQN bites him. Then, gradually, all the men are attacked by ZQN. Glasses sees his wife and hugs her, but she attacks him instead. Then he shoots an arrow to kill her. Yabu and Hideo are the only survivors. They sit close to each other. At the same time, several ZQN come towards them. He removes every watch from his wrist and starts firing the bullets. He keeps killing them until the only Jumpman from the ZQN is left. Hideo aims for his head. When he jumps on him, he falls there, but he rises again. Hideo has no bullet, so he bangs his gun on his head. It ultimately kills him. They get in a car and leave the building. Yabu tells him about her real name, and he suggests that his name means hero. They are happy that they survived. The movie ends here. Like and subscribe to watch more videos like this, and don't forget to turn on your notification. That really helps my channel. Thanks for watching.